Today we're looking at Kirk Fletcher again, and this time we're going to be breaking down a basic box 1 pentatonic lick. But what we're going to do, we're going to vary the ending of the lick so we can start thinking about practicing it and playing it over a 12-bar blues. So we can take the same lick and just end it a little bit different, and it's going to sound good over the 3 chords of the blues. So we're in the key of A, so we're in box 1 minor pentatonic. And the key's A, so our 3 chords of the blues could be A7, D9 or D7, to E9 or E7. So the lick starts off bending up the 7th fret of the G into the blue note. Then we go 5-5 on the B and the high E. Then pull off flat 7 to the 5 on the A string. Then back into the 7th fret of the G, and we're going to slide into the blue note this time. And then quickly pull off 7 to 5. Then we do a stack, 7 on the D, 7 on the G, back to 7 on the D. Then back to the minor 3rd, the G string 5th fret. Then pull off on the D, 7 to 5. And then we grab the 7th fret of the A and slide back a whole step. And then we grab the minor 3rd, A string on the 3rd fret and give that a tug towards that major 3rd. If we come up a half step, that'll take us into the major 3rd. Slow. So that would work great over all the chords of the blues. It's going to work, but it'll sound samey. A good thing when you learn a lick, you can take one lick, any one lick, and you can modify it slightly to fit over playing over a 12-bar blues. So you can practice one lick, but just change 1 or 2 notes, and it's going to sound great over a 12-bar blues. So over the 1 chord, so I'll give you 3 examples. Over the 1, we can play the lick as is. It's always going to work because we're going to pull down on that minor 3rd, which is the minor 3rd of the tonic, and that's going towards the major 3rd of the 1 chord. So it's going to cause, create a little bit of tension towards that 1. Then when it goes to the 4 chord, we could do the exact same lick, but don't give this much of a tug. You can give it a little bit of a tug, but if you land on that directly, then that's a whole step away from the root of the 4 chord, which makes it the flat 7 of the 4. So where you've got a root, a whole step behind it is the flat 7 of that chord. So if we look at our 4 chord, there's our flat 7 on the G string, that's C. So the minor 3rd of your tonic is the flat 7 of the 4 chord. So you can still land on that note over the 4. But we can chop up the lick a little bit on the 4. We can shorten it and land on this flat 7 right here in the heart of box 1. So when we've done this, instead of going back up the pentatonic and finishing the lick, we can just finish on that 5th fret and give it some vibrato, because there's your flat 7. So that would highlight that change. And then back to the 1. With the 1 you could go back and play it, go to the root. Or you could come into the middle of the box 1. Now the 5 chord, so obviously that's going to be E. So we can start the lick exactly the same way again, but we can just end it on this note here on the 5. So when we get back the original lick, when we get up to here and slide back, we can just stay on that note and it'll work perfectly over the 5 chord. Sorry. Then we'll go back to the 4. And then back to the 1. So that was the same lick, but we just chopped it up a little bit. And we just stopped it in different places. You could land on the 4 if you wanted. On the 5th fret, you could land on the root. So when you come up to the flat 7, you could just come into that note, the D, and you could do that for the 4 chord. You could slide into the 3rd of D, and then grab the root there. And then back to the 1. So there what I did, when I did the pull off in the lick, when I went to the 5, instead of sliding out again, we just come back down and we play the roots on the 7th fret of the D. And to the 5. So you can land it in different spots and it's going to sound great. Okay, I hope you get something from that. I'll put this little tab up on my Patreon page, and I'll find a jam track as well to put up there so you can practice this stuff over. I'm going to do one of these every week where I just take one lick and then we can mess around with it over a 12-bar blues, you know, to tell you where to end it over a 12-bar blues, and then you can practice this stuff. All right, cheers for watching. I'll see you in a couple of days.